So this is a little video on, we're gonna talk about the lower end rebuild of this. This is a 1998 Indy Ultra. He came in for a full rebuild. We sent the crank out, disassembled everything, sent that out to CV Tech, got that done, sent these two cases out, got those line bored, and we sent out all three of the jugs, got them re-nickel-sealed, everything honed out, they're ready to go, cleaned up. We'll do another video later on actually top end assembly. So I'm just going to go over, I should have done it earlier, but I just didn't have everything ready for the camera and I had to get it done. So basically, for sealing the case, disassembly, if anyone ever has any questions, please, just like we said before, contact us, send us a link or a message, and I can get back to you as soon as I can and try and help you out in any way. So once you have everything disassembled, you have to basically clean it all, take the cases apart, get I use some of this, it's Brig, it's some red, it's Scotch Brite. You can buy it at like Canadian Tire or any local store wherever you are, and get the red stuff, it's fine. And what it does is you'll basically use this as an example. We're going to rebuild the water pump later. Here's a case, and you go like that, just clean it up. I go hard, I don't want to get dirt or anything in the motor, so we're going to do that. But for anyone who might be like, oh well, you're a retard who just did that over the motor, we're going to flush this bottom out before we do anything. We're just talking about the process of sealing it. So as you can see, we got the cases together, everything's good, the crank looks good, everything smooths in freely, she runs good, you know, nice and smooth, everything was oiled up, it's nice, it's good. So now what we got to do, I'm just going to explain. So when you got everything cleaned up and you have the cases ready, the crankshaft has 3 pins on it, or 4 pins, I can't remember, but did it a few days ago. But the pins, what you do is they'll be sitting on the side here. So when you lay the bottom case down, you'll sit the crank in and you'll push the pin to a little slot on the sides, push the pin to a little slot, push the pin to a little slot. That's all lined up there, everything's good. You'll put your seals on, I use assembly lube, Bel-Ray, you can use grease, anything you want, anything really that's like a good high quality grease. Basically wet the inner layer of the seal, push it onto the shaft, push the seals on, put the crank down, push the pins down to the bottom. Now what you do is you go and you get, where's the high bond? Where's the 3 bond? Okay. Right here. You use this right here, 3 bond gasket maker, 1184. That's we got at our local Polaris dealer. You take this gray stuff, it's the good stuff. Yama bond is good as well. There's lots of options, but this is what we used. It's goopy, get it everywhere. You know, put a little bit of my finger, wipe that around the cases. Everything seals up nice. Get a nice layer. Don't push it all into the motor and everything. Just gently dab it on your finger, and like I'll do an example here. You spread it on the top case there with your finger. Nice thin layer everywhere. Mix it around. If you get any stickiness in here, take a rag, wipe it up. Try and keep it nice and clean. Press the 2 cases down on top of each other with the pins lined up. The seals will sit in place in 2 spots. Push everything down, line it up, and it'll seat down nice and solid. Now I'll pick the motor up just to give you guys a better idea. So as you can see there, see the gray line protruding along the side case of the motor? You want a nice constant seal all the way along on either side for that. If you see that all the way along protruding out of the cases, then you know that it's sealed up, she's good, it's ready to go. Again, another trick is I'll turn the motor for a sec. On the side case right here, you want to seal gray sealant coming outside of the seal. And what you do is you take a quick little dab and just layer the outside so that when that seal sits down too as well, it's not going to leak from there. Some guys might not do that, and 4 or 5 years in, their seals will start to leak a little bit from the outside and sweat in the summer months, and you'll see it. So that's another trick just to help everything seal up good. And then you grease the inner side of that seal so when the shaft spins like this, it's nice and smooth for installation. After everything's ready there, I just rebuilt the oil pump in another video. We're going to install that. Water pump goes back here. Oil pump goes down here on the front. So if you guys have any questions, I know it's just, I should have filmed this video when I actually did it, but again, we were in a rush and had to get it done. So now before you do the oil pump, or sorry, after we do the oil pump, we'll hook that up, we'll get the water pump done as well. put the oil pump in. What we're gonna do to clean out any junk or dust that might have set in here, because you have to let this gray stuff sit for at least 24 hours to let it adhere and seal up, is we went and got some premium gas. We're gonna mix it with a little bit of 2-stroke mix, pour it into each cylinder, wash this crank around, then we're gonna take a suction device, suck out all the juices and everything down in there, all that gas, get out all the dirt, do that a few times around, and then after that, the whole lower end will be good, oil pump be cleaned up, water pump, everything good, lower end washed out, and you can throw the jugs on. So we'll do it in steps, and this just wanted to give you guys kind of a rough idea of how going about to seal the case. And yeah, like if you have any questions, just let me know. Again, take your time with anything. That's the most important aspect to working with machinery or motors or anything, and don't get frustrated because sometimes things don't go as you want. So all right guys, take care.